Welcome to Earth Archives. After the epidemic and financial turmoil, many people want to know who is the richest country in the world in 2024. This episode will reveal the rankings from 10th to 6th, and the next episode will be 1-5. Before the show starts, please subscribe, like, and turn on the little bell. If possible, leave your thoughts. This will help the growth of the show. Without further ado, let's officially start. Hey folks, have you ever wondered how to figure out if a country is rolling in dough or counting pennies? Turns out, there are a couple of super straightforward ways to tell. Alright, first up, it's all about the GDP. Now, don't let those three letters give you a headache. It stands for Gross Domestic Product. Pretty much, it's like adding up the price tags of everything made in the country, from airplanes to zucchini. To see how much cash each person might have in their pocket on average, you just take that giant number and split it by how many people are chilling in the country. Yup, it's like slicing a giant pizza so everyone gets a piece. The size of that slice, that's the GDP per capita, and it's kind of like peeking into someone's wallet to see how much they've got on them. Now, what about that cost of living? Well, that's where you glance at stuff like inflation rates and how much you've got to cough up for local goods and services. It's kinda like checking how much a movie ticket and popcorn costs around the country. So, we did some digging and put together a hot list of the top 10 countries loaded with cash, using stats from the bigwigs at the International Monetary Funds. And let me tell ya, the list has some wild cards, even some teeny tiny places you wouldn't expect to see. Guess size doesn't always matter, right? Now, you might be thinking, what about huge places like India and China? Well, the deal is, they're making stuff faster than the rest of us can keep up. But when you break it down per person, they're spread pretty thin. And Uncle Sam, the USA might be home of the brave, but they're only sliding into spot number 9 when it comes to GDP per capita. Go figure. So, there you have it. That's how the world of moolah works. Keep an eye out for our list, and don't fall off your chair when you see who's made the cut. 10. Norway. Continent Europe. GDP per capita, 82,830. Picture this, it's the late 1960s, bell-bottoms are in, the Beatles are on every radio, and Norway hits the jackpot, they find a massive stash of oil. Fast forward to today, and boom, Norway is swimming in the oil business, making it a heavyweight in the petroleum world. This black gold discovery isn't just cool trivia, it's why Norway is flexing on our top 10 list of wealthiest countries. Now, let's talk numbers that sound like they're straight out of a sci-fi movie. Norway's GDP PPP is at a whopping 82,830. Wait, what's GDP PPP, you ask? GDP PPP stands for Gross Domestic Product at Purchasing Power Parity. Sounds fancy, but all it really means is it's a way to measure how much everyone in Norway, on average, is raking in, considering what their money can buy them at home. It's like saying, okay, if a burger costs this much in Norway and this much in the US, how many burgers can the average Joe afford? And let me tell you, in Norway, it's raining burgers. What's even cooler about Norway is that it doesn't have those massive gaps between the super rich and everyone else, which is pretty rare and downright awesome. It's like everyone gets a decent slice of the pie. In our rockstar list of the top 10 richest countries, we didn't just toss names in a hat. Nope, we crunched some serious numbers, looking at both the overall dough a country is making and how much each person is getting. It's the best way to sort out who's actually living the high life and who's just got a fancy title. So there you have it. Whether you're daydreaming about Norwegian oil or just curious about who's topping the charts these days, keep an eye out because these rankings can show you a world where money talks, and sometimes, it sings. 9. US. Continent, North America. GDP, PPP per capita 85,370. Alright, folks, let's take a little stroll down memory lane to when the world got hit by that nasty pandemic. Remember that? Yeah, it feels like ages ago and just yesterday all at the same time. So, when that bug came knocking, some of the globe's oil giants think Qatar, Norway, and the United Arab Emirates took a bit of a tumble. Even Brunei, another heavyweight in the oil ring, got knocked off the top 10 richest countries list. But here comes the plot twist. The United States, cruising through a storm of pandemic woes and some serious economic gymnastics, somehow lands on its feet. Imagine a cat, always landing gracefully no matter the fall. That's the US for you. After juggling pandemic relief efforts and tackling a wave of inflation that would make anyone's head spin, The US not only stays afloat but also paddles its way into the fancy club of the IMF's, International Monetary Fund, top 10 wealthiest nations. And guess what? According to the latest whispers from the IMF, the US isn't just hanging in there. It's expected to flex its muscles and grow by a solid 2.7% in 2024. Now, in the grand scheme of economies, that's a pretty sweet comeback story. So while the world was kind of holding its breath, crossing fingers, and hoping for the best, the US rolled up its sleeves and showed everyone what bouncing back looks like. Not too shabby for a country that faced one of its biggest challenges head-on, huh? 8. San Marino. Continent Europe. GDP, PPP per capita 86,990. Let's take a peek at a tiny powerhouse that's like the pocket-sized wonder of the world, San Marino. Tucked away in Europe, San Marino isn't just any small fry. It's the fifth littlest country globally and holds the title of the oldest republic in Europe. Now that's a legacy. With only 3,400 folks calling it home, San Marino is like that quaint neighborhood where everyone knows your name. And that might be just the secret ingredient for making it to the big leagues of the top 10 wealthiest countries on the planet. So, like a tech startup in Silicon Valley, San Marino is shaking things up, tweaking its fiscal laws and regulation playbook to vibe with the European Union. 7. Switzerland. Continent Europe. GDP, PPP per capita 91,930. So, let's set the scene with Switzerland, that picture-perfect postcard of a country nestled smack dab in the heart of Europe. The locals call it a Swiss Confederation, but you and I, let's just call it a land of alpine awesomeness squared. Now, Switzerland is a name that rings synonymous with breathtaking scenery and structures that are a treat for the sore eyes. But hold on, it's not all just Instagrammable landscapes and buildings. We're talking about a place where the sound of music is in the air. Yes, we mean those fabulous music festivals where you can groove till you drop. Wait, it gets sweeter. Think Swiss and you're probably drooling over the thought of that creamy, dreamy chocolate. And watches? Swiss watches are the kind that make you want to learn to tell time all over again, just for the fun of it. And when we say, etc., we're throwing in all those luxurious goodies that come with the Swiss-made tag. Invention is another name of the game here. From Velcro to the Swiss Army knife, they're the masters of creating things we don't realize we need until we can't live without them. And here's a fun, opulent fact for you. Switzerland is overflowing with millionaires. That's right, this place has more millionaires per square mile than a Monopoly board at the end of a long game. Talk about riches in the land of the Alps. 6. UAE. Continent Asia. GDP, PPP per capita 96,850. Imagine a place that's like a glittering oasis popped right in the middle of the desert. Welcome to the United Arab Emirates, a hotspot on the globe that's got so much more than just its bountiful oil reserves. Rewind to a time before the 1950s, and you'd have found the UAE as the go-to hub for pearl diving, seafaring fishermen, and bustling souks, where traders haggled over spices and textiles. It was an era where the UAE's soil was just as valuable as the pearls fished from its waters, all thanks to the thriving agricultural practices of the day. Flash forward to the present, and only 1 in 5 people you bump into in the UAE would call it their birthplace. This land is a crossroads of cultures, a melting pot where tradition and modernity dance in harmony. Islamic architecture, with its intricate designs and grandeur, shares the skyline with gleaming megamalls that lure shopaholics from every corner of the earth. Now, why do folks flock to work here from all over? One word: money. The UAE is pretty sweet with its pay packages, making it a golden destination for expats eager to fill their coffers. Beyond the oil that flows like liquid gold, the UAE's got its game strong in several mega industries. We're talking mega constructions that redefine skylines, a tourist industry that's buzzing year-round, and a financial sector that's as robust as they come. Sure, this powerhouse took a hit from the Big C. Yeah, we mean Corona, which rattled economies worldwide. Still, the UAE's got its roots so deep in success that it kept its elite status on the IMF's top biller chart. This place isn't just rich in cash, it's wealthy in resilience, too. A true testament to the saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going.